back to Cocktails and Rocktails with me, your most notorious groupie, Alice Rouse, author of We've Got Tonight and these other little ebooks right here. You guys know where to go down and fiddle about to get that, my merchandise, everything else. You guys go down in that description. And as you can see, guess what, you guys? We have a podcast episode today, and you know, if we are doing a podcast episode, we're doing something fucking good. And we do have good, but you know what's good? Everybody here, thank you so much for the family, the community that we're building, for all the love, all the support, all the interaction, comments, conversations. And one person that I always forget to thank out loud, that I'm always thankful for because I wouldn't have this channel without her, Jen. Thank you so much, Miss Jen, over at Jen TV. So go visit her, and you're always in my heart, and you're always my sister. So thank you, Jen. And all right, speaking of sisters, you guys, today I am finishing off another little bourbon stout here by the Boulevard, this whiskey stout right here, because you guys, we are going to get down and dirty. It's going to get whiskey here because I have got my guest on today, Miss Diana Williams, aka Dee Dee. She was a groupie in the 70s, late 70s, started out some of the biggest bands. You Metallica fans, you're going to watch this because there will be pictures, and there will be never seen before Metallica pictures. Just wait. Among other things, she sent me a few goodies, you guys. So, all right, everybody, welcome to the channel, Miss Diana Williams, groupie extraordinaire. And everybody, kick your feet up, have a little cocktail, and cheers, big ears. All right, like I said today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a guest on today's podcast episode, and she's another lady from the 80s. You guys, I cannot even tell you how awesome and badass the 80s ladies were, but this woman, she was just more badass. She is Dee Dee Williams, Diana Williams, and she's lived in a few places. We'll let her tell you the story, though. So say hello, Diana.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, and you're coming to us live from Austin, correct?
That's good. So, any questions?
Oh, I got a lot of questions for you. Okay, so why don't you tell everybody how you started out, the first city you started out before you moved to LA, and then we'll get into the LA years.
The first time we got backstage was a total accident. They saw us in the audience and said, hey, I want to meet the band. And, yeah, we did. And then from then on, it was like, I'm not going to sit in the audience. So we would just be cute and smile and get passes.
And what is the first band?
Anything. Plus, the cop at the back door knew us, and he'd always get us in. And we knew, like, the local road crew, and they would cool.
Yeah.
So it was easy peasy.
But what was that first band that you got backstage?
I think it was AC/DC and Cheap Trick, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice. What a good show to see at. One of the other girls from the 80s, Desiree, Cheap Trick was her first band too, so they seemed to de-virginize a few groupies.
Scott all night.
Oh God, this was during the Bon Scott years?
My friends left me there. I guess they couldn't find me, and I was with Bon at the bar till it closed. Then we had to go to his room. He was a complete gentleman. He was an angel.
Was he?
But he did drink. He drank a bottle of Brut Cologne. He just wanted to drink so bad.
Oh God, really?
Tipped it, drank it. He's like, I need another drink.
And was this? Where did you originally start out as a groupie?
I know, but I was drinking too.
No.
I was like 14 years old and in the hotel bar.
Yeah, weren't we all?
He's like, what are you having? I'm like, I'll have a martini. Trying to be sophisticated, not at all. I was fucking just out of junior high.
Oh my God.
Spinning room and all, but he took care of me. He was an angel, as sweet as sugar. And he used to call me. One time he called my parents' house, and it was like 3 or 4 in the morning, And my dad is like, God damn it, Diana, your friend Bomb is on the phone.
Oh, well, I'm glad I'm not the only person who had parents that bitched out a few rock stars.
That son of a bitch never to call here that late.
Right?
And the next day he put a phone in my room because he was done.
So where did you actually start out being a groupie? Was it in Texas, LA?
Absolutely in Texas. I mean, I was like 14.
And who were some of the first bands you met outside of Cheap Trick and AC/DC?
Oh, God. I mean, REO Speedwagon, just like some shitty band. Not that they're shitty, but I mean, some bands I didn't love. I loved Cheap Trick, and they were angels. AC/DC. I'm trying to think. I have a whole list written out, but I can't reach it. Oh, just so anybody you can think of, pretty much. I saw Van Halen open for Head East in '78.
Oh, wow. So you came along like the later 70s and the heavier rock years when like rock and roll was coming along.
Yeah, it was still like, I mean, that was like 76, 77, 78. And 78 it started getting better. I mean, and like the bands were constantly touring then. So you could see a band and then see them 3 months later, you know? It was great.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what people don't get about the 80s and the 70s and stuff. They were constantly out there. So, and this one's, you know, for a huge fan base, and they all are going to want to know your stories. When did you first meet Metallica?
What was my first what?
When did you first meet Metallica?
83?
So they were just little babies back then.
They were.
And how did...
You know, I didn't pay too much attention, but the first time I met him, I think Mustaine was with them. And then the next time, Kirk was with them.
Oh, wow.
I run into them all the time in California.
Yeah, because you moved out to LA, didn't you? And you started doing hair and makeup.
Well, they were in LA for a while, and then they moved up to Frisco. And I went up to Frisco pretty often. There was this badass place called The Farm.
Uh-huh.
It was a club, but it was so cool.
Nice.
San Francisco. I wish I could have moved there too, but it's so expensive. But
yeah, but I mean, you got Metallica in their earliest infancy with Dave Mustaine still at the...
I had money then too. I had plenty of money then because I got in a bad car accident in LA and I got a lot of money.
Nice.
I bought a house, but I didn't.
Well, but you know what? You got a lot of awesome memories and you traveled the world.
Right, and the house would be sold anyway by now, so whatever.
The memories can't be.
You couldn't pay for the shit that I've done. I mean, you know.
No, not at all.
We pretty much met every band. I mean, every band that came through town, we were there.
So while you were in Texas, who was your favorite band to hang out with?
Let's see. Bomb was pretty fun, so I've already been them several times. Metallica was damn fun. You know all about that.
Hell yeah.
Great. They stayed up all night, no shame whatsoever, and drink everything we could.
Oh, no. They would force everyone to stay up all night.
You've seen that picture of Lars and Kirk propping me up.
Yeah. In fact, we'll put it... You've sent it to me, and it'll probably be in this episode.
And that picture of me and James with our arms crossed drinking Heineken.
Oh.
So hammered. They gave everybody their own bottle of Absolute vodka that night. They demanded they drink it all.
Oh, good God. No, I couldn't handle that. I could not handle that. They were more into Jaeger when I knew him, and it was like, oh, I can't do Jaeger.
I don't know how I kept up with them, but I did. I had a lot of practice in England.
Yeah, and what were you doing in England? Hold on, now let's go back. You spent some time in the UK. How did you get there?
Well, I was in LA, and Blackie Lawless was trying to date me, so I dressed up like him and went to the Rainbow. And when the door opened, this band GBH walked out, and they were playing the next day. And I was so embarrassed, I ripped off my Blackie Lawless wig, and it's like, I'm just kidding, it's a joke. GBH. And a couple of them got in my car, we went to our house, partied for about the next 20 hours, and then went to see the Sisters of Mercy, and I hooked up with the drummer, and my friend hooked up with the guitar player, and we went on tour with them. We were on the whole tour pretty much.
Nice.
And then I ended up over in England 9 months later and married the drummer for some reason.
For some reason, because that's rock and roll, baby. That is rock and roll.
I was 23.
But that's what you do at 23 when you're on the road with the band. You marry the drummer. You know, it's your training marriage. No kidding.
Yeah, but he was really sweet till we got married. Then he wanted to have kids and quit the band. I'm like, nope. Sorry, gotta
go. Nope, I'm out of here. I want you in the band.
We've been married almost a year. That's too long.
Enough is enough a year.
No, I don't give a shit. He was very cool. He would take a carload of us girls down there and drop us off at the backstage door.
Yeah, I mean,
to the cop.
My dad was in a different state. My parents were divorced, and my mom was there. She bitched out more rock stars than they've talked to Eddie Trunk. They called after 10 p.m., yeah.
So did my parents. I mean, there was this one band called Riot, and I liked the guitar player.
Oh, yeah.
And I was 15, and my parents let him stay the summer at our house.
Oh, my God, that's crazy. My mom wouldn't have done that. She would go pick us up in the middle of the night from the Marriott, but that was as far as she would go.
My mom didn't like it at all, but, whatever. He was a sweet guy, so she ended up liking him after all, but, I mean, it was nothing serious. I was 15.
Yeah, and I think that that was one of the perspectives of us 80s ladies. We were 15. We had no designs on anything except for having a good time. As to where you hear a lot of the 70s girls going, I wanted to marry a rock star. Why?
I'm trying to think of more bands that were fun, but I'm like stooped.
Well, you have your Metallica years. Let's see.
GBH
Pantera.
Was shit. That's one reason that I loved them, because they were so much fun. I love GBH. I still do to this day.
They're an awesome punk band. I love them. Let's see.
Popular still. They never stopped touring, and they're old as shit.
Who was your favorite glam metal band to hang out with?
Glam band?
Yeah. Glam metal, like
Pussycat.
Nice.
Pretty cool. They were kind of fun. They always had plenty of party favors, and I'm trying to think who else. I was mostly like doing makeup for the glam bands. I wasn't hanging out with them that much. I was more into the metal bands. And
yeah.
Punk bands. Definitely punk bands.
So who was your favorite thrash metal band?
Oh, God, Metallica.
Yeah, they were killer back then, weren't they?
They were so good.
Yeah, you got them in the early years. I got them on Master of Puppets.
I love Slayer.
Yeah, Slayer.
There's a lot of underground ones that I like.
Well,
probably nobody's ever heard of, but...
Well, which ones?
I was going to shows every night. I was doing comedy for a while. And as soon as I got off that comedy stage, I would go to a club and see who was there, then hop to another club, then hop to another. And I was a loner till I met my friend Leah. I was there like 2 years with no friends. I was friends with the girls I went to beauty school with, but I mean, we didn't hang out together because they were so all like Beverly Hills chicks.
Yeah, but I think sometimes being by yourself, like that was me in Vegas after a while when my best friend there got a boyfriend.
It was easier to
yeah.
I'll tell you that.
I had no qualms about hanging out by myself. Like you said, it was easier. You had no hang-ups, nobody else you had to worry about.
I got into the Prince Purple Rain premiere just because I dressed up cute and walked right by, and Morris Day goes, "You want to come in? Come with us."
Oh, you met Morris Day. How cool.
He was so sweet. And I've met Prince 3 times.
I met Prince twice, and just the nicest guy.
That's the only time I think I've ever shut up is when I met him, because I didn't know what to say, because he's so beautiful. And he was so little. I mean, he's so little. Teeny
tiny. And he kind of looks at you with that blushy smile. And he talks to you. And you're like, no, you're supposed to be shy. Why are you talking?
He just had that sexy smile. And I was just like goose-eyed. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's that look. Like some people just have that look. And yeah, I met him in my Vegas years.
Yeah, he was beyond beautiful in person. I mean, you can't even imagine.
So when you were in London, you were probably around a pretty good punk scene. Who was around the scene when you were there?
Actually, I was in Birmingham.
Oh, in the Brummies.
Yeah, everybody sounds like Aussie over there.
I know. I lived out in the West Mids. Yep, I know.
I liked Birmingham better than London. Just because the people were cooler and it was, I don't know, it's just like where GBH.
I liked it because there was a lot of rock stars that lived out there.
Yeah, and bands over there tour all the time too.
Yeah, they do. They go around England a lot more. I mean,
yeah.
So you were probably
England's
there after the
big.
Pistols.
I think Texas is bigger than England.
Probably. Alaska's bigger than Texas, though.
Texas is huge. You can drive 15 hours and you're still in Texas.
I know. I've driven across Texas a few times.
Wow.
Got nowhere. No, with a lot of other bands. Fuck no. Glenn and I did. Oh, you went on tour with Judas.
I went on tour with Judas Priest when I was right out of high school.
How was that?
It was fun.
And how did you end up on tour?
Really, because all my friends were with, let's see, my friend Jackie was with Ian. My friend Christina was with Glenn. This guy that we were with that came with us, he liked Rob. This other girl was with Clive from Iron Maiden, and I wasn't with anybody, so one night accidentally hooked up with KK.
Oh, how is that? I've always wanted to know.
What?
How is KK? I've always wanted to know. I've never heard any other KK groupies.
Pretty wrong.
Oh!
All I remember is white pasty skin and not tap, tap, tap.
Tapping out. Oh, that's funny. And he's kind of a small guy. Like, he's not real tall in stature is what I mean.
I know, and he came up to me the other night and he goes, "Hey, beautiful, we're going to do it again." And I just walked off. I didn't know what to do.
That's all you can do.
But then he was trying to make me jealous with these two ugly girls from Kentucky, and I laughed.
You're like, yeah, that's not working. Thanks, though. Bye.
Right? Oh, I've never told anybody that hard.
Oh, that's a great one, though. I love that. I love how you put it, too, because it just shows not everybody's like... Just because you're a rock star doesn't mean you're the greatest lover on the face of the earth.
Hell no.
All right, so who was your next worst? Who was the next worst?
Oh, God, when I went to New York. Oh, New York. Oh, Lord.
Who was in New York?
Well, Billy Idol tried to be with me, but his girlfriend was there.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thanks. Oh, I was actually with that guy from Riot, but I went out to New York. He lived in Brooklyn with his parents, and because they were always touring, so you know how expensive New York is.
Yeah.
So. But I went out pretty much every night to the city by myself on a subway.
Nice.
I have nerves of steel. Yeah.
You and me both. I'm not afraid to do that stuff either. People think I'm crazy because I would go out by myself in Vegas. Or they'd assume I was a hooker. Wow. It's like, no, I just don't need 5,000 people around to make me feel comfortable.
Vegas was pretty safe back then. Now it's not.
Yeah. Well, up until 2000, when did I leave? 2003? Yeah, it was still old school Vegas when I left.
Yeah, that's about the last time I was there, too.
Yeah.
And it was still fun. Now it's so expensive everywhere and so many homeless and...
Oh, it's like that everywhere. Have you been to Salt Lake City? Seattle?
Now there's dispensaries everywhere dispensing shitty dope.
We've got that all here. Okay, but so who was your favorite rocker to be around? Besides Bond, like who was the one that you would just see again and again?
Oh, Cheap Trick. Oh, God, I've seen them so many times I don't even know. Love Cheap Trick. I've never with anybody in Cheap Trick but Robin. Oh, he's just so pretty.
He is still pretty.
I met Keith Richards.
How was that?
That was hot.
Yeah?
He liked me too, but his he had just started dating Patty, and he goes, "I'd love to stay here with you." but my lady's over there. And I was like, well, if she gets mad at you, come back.
Right?
I told my boyfriend was in the audience, and I said, I'm going to pee. He goes, I bet you go backstage.
Yep.
Watch me, bitch.
Yep. Don't tempt me.
He knew. We didn't last very long.
I know, this is why I don't go to concerts with guys, unless I'm with the band.
I was just using boys to have sex with back then so I could have sex with rock stars.
Right? I mean, just, get a little practice, and then when the band comes in town, it's the real deal.
Yeah. But the boys I was doing it with were not... Yikes. My first rock star that I slept with was Pete Willis from Def Leppard.
Really? That's right. How was that?
He was an angel, just fine. Everything was great. But he was a drunk. He got kicked out of Def Leppard because of that.
Yeah, and how did you handle that?
It was about 5 in the afternoon, and, they were trying to get sound check, and he was already passed out drunk on my lap in the bus. They had to give him coffee and poppers and all this other shit to wake him up. I tried to wake him up, and they loved me because I was his babysitter.
Yeah, and I talk about that a lot of times. A groupie is a babysitter, because what's the one thing a groupie hears? Go take care of your man.
Mind being a babysitter, but
no, I don't mind it.
Can't stand up.
Yeah, no, I've had to dig people out of the gutter and babysit people on heroin and.
But when he wasn't hammered, he was funny, he was sweet, and he was so cute, and he was so little. I was really little then too, and he was just adorable.
Well, and I think it's weird because they replaced Pete Willis with Steve Clark and it kind of went the same path. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So really, was it worth it replacing Pete Willis? I mean, I love Steve Clark. That's the Def Leppard I knew.
As who?
Steve Clark. That's the Def Leppard I knew. It was after Steve. It was after
Steve
Pete.
Was really sweet. They were all sweet. I hate that guy that took Pete's place. I don't like him.
That was Steve Clark. Oh, you mean Phil Collins?
Oh yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah, no.
I don't like him at all.
He's not my favorite. He kind of had a droll personality. He was nice enough, but we never were around him that much.
Isn't he the one that was mean to your friend?
Yeah, he was mean to my friend.
Prick.
But you know what? Whatever. They still paid for our hotel room when we ditched him in New York.
We need to start another groupie board.
Yeah, we do. Well, when we get when my friend.
What was it called?
Oh, Groupie Central?
Groupie Central, I loved that.
It was fun, but you could tell a lot of fakers, but then Baby Buell was on it, and we were on it, and Scammy Lespars, and, all real groupies were actually on that board, and I think that was the last one besides Metal Sludge. Were you ever on Metal Sludge?
I don't know.
There was a whole site, and it was the guy from, he's a blonde, came around the same time as Jenny Tuff. Stevie Rochelle.
Called who?
The band Tuff, remember them?
Oh, Tuff, yeah.
Yeah, it was started, Metal Sludge, well, yeah, he's a dick, but he started Metal Sludge, and it was really notorious for a few years with the groupie board, because it was all 80s groupies that were up on there. And we were telling people, what for? Oh, I hated him. Oh.
He was really mean to Janie Lane, and that's one reason Janie Lane killed himself. Because that guy was so fucking mean to him.
Stevie Rochelle was a dick to a lot of people. I never liked him. You know what? And you'll love this story because when I was with Henrik Ostergaard from Dirty Looks, they were playing a festival in Salt Lake City, and Tuff was there playing, and Stevie Rochelle was going after me, and I didn't know it, and I went out to one of the buses to smoke weed, and Stevie and their drummer followed me onto the bus, and Henrik came flying out and almost kicked his fucking ass. And Stevie Rochelle talks about this, like, I had to come between them. I'm like, no, he wasn't coming on this bus for me. He just followed me here. He's like, I know, but I told him to stay away from you. And I was like, I know. And yeah, he almost kicked Stevie Rochelle's ass.
Dirty Looks?
Yeah.
Who's singing for Dirty Looks now?
No, Henrik passed away several years ago. Now it's Jason. Hold on. I know who it is because I used to hang out with Dangerous Toys. It's Jason, the lead singer from Dangerous Toys.
Oh, good old Scott.
Yeah, I used to hang out with Scott a lot. I know those guys. We're friends on Facebook, all of us.
Girl, I've read your book so many times, I don't even know what to say.
No, but I know. I still want to hear more about you because you were down there around that time, too. So did you ever hang out with Pantera or anybody like that down in Texas?
I'm sorry? What?
Did you ever hang around Pantera or I know Jerry Cantrell lived in Texas for a while.
I did. I didn't hang out with Jerry Cantrell. I thought he was a jerk. I hung out with Pantera when I was on tour with Metallica and COC.
Nice.
In 98 or 99, we were stuck in Fort Worth for 4 days.
Oh,
my God, Metallica had 4 days off just because they knew Pantera was going to be there and we are going to be hungover.
And you guys were probably at the fucking clubhouse.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
And then we went to their
because I was seeing Vin at the time.
Oh my God. I was with my friend Kaz, but he was COC's tour manager.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. That 4 days, I was in the hospital when I got off that tour.
Well, yeah, I mean, and people don't realize that bands schedule time off in certain cities where they know they're going to have a good time, and you just happen to be in that good time.
I had a blast with everybody except Phil. He was just dumb.
He was a heroin addict.
Everyone's accusing me. He was awful. I didn't like him
I never liked him. Although I did ask him to see his 13-inch dick once because I heard it was huge. I'm like, well, let me see.
No, thank you.
No, he tried putting it in me. I was like, no, I just want to see it. Bye.
He goes, hey, what's your name? And I was like, Gone.
Ladies, there you have it. If you don't want to talk to someone, you tell them their name is Gone.
I don't care who it is in the band, as long as they're funny and nice. And, Dime was so excited because I have an Ace Frehley tattoo, and he's like, oh my God.
I bet you he was flipping over that.
You're my sister, man. He's so sweet.
Dime was a sweetheart. How do you feel about the new Pantera tour that's happening, though?
Oh God, I think. Did you read that thing I sent you about the Pantera tour?
Yeah.
It's a joke.
I hate it. And they were here.
I think it is a travesty. I think it is a joke.
Yeah, they were here like a month ago, and I had to refrain myself from going.
The brothers are rolling in their graves because I can't believe it.
I totally agree.
I think it's horrible.
It is, and I can't believe Zach's doing that to them. Zach's fucking him over even more.
I mean, they're taking the Abbott's thing and running with it for money, and it makes me sick to my stomach.
I totally agree. Okay.
I wish I could have gone fat.
Just
to make fun of them.
Last little question. Most fucked up thing.
They were a lot of fun, though, those brothers, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they were. Could you drink them under the table? I couldn't.
Your Vince and Paul made me drink several drinks. Come on, another one.
Do another shot of Crown. Probably had, he did that to me a lot during shows.
They were very, very sweet boys.
Yeah.
And you know what? Well, the whole time I was there, I didn't see Dime's girlfriend once.
I rarely saw Rita. I saw her here and there on the tours, but not that often. And I do believe I saw her at the Dallas Stars party where the Stanley Cup went into Vin's pool. Well, missed the pool, I should say. Because you were around about that time when Vinnie Paul had the Stanley Cup party at his house.
Blurry.
What was your favorite memory in all of rock and roll?
Meeting GBH and just traveling around with different bands.
Yeah.
Definitely touring with bands, because there's nothing like it, and especially if you're with a band that's fun and not moody.
Yeah, and they seem to get moody when they get the plane, don't they? So they seem to get a little bit moody when they get a plane.
I've been hardly with anybody with a plane. But that's okay.
Yeah, they don't, I mean, I like the buses too, because you can relax a little more. But I like the planes because you get there quicker and there's not as many guys on the bus.
Oh, yeah, because I don't like the plane because you can't smoke weed.
Oh, no, on the private planes? On the band planes? Oh, yeah, you can. Not on the commercial ones.
Well, I'm trying to think. I have a whole list of bands that I know and met and was with and this and that, and I couldn't find it.
Okay, Motley Crue story. What's your Motley Crue story?
Oh, God. Nikki Sixx chased me down the street one time.
Why?
Because he liked my hair.
Oh, and why did you run from him? I would have run towards him.
I didn't know who it was at first.
Oh.
And then I saw his hair. I pretended I didn't know who he was. I was like, who? They hated that, but I'd always do that. Hey, I'm in so-and-so. Oh, really? I don't know what that is.
I know. What was your name again?
Hollywood was so... Do you remember Hollywood in the 80s?
I didn't spend a ton of time in Hollywood. It was one of my least favorite places to go with the band. Like, we'd go Seattle, Phoenix, New York, you know, a bunch of places. But LA was someplace we did without the band.
Probably the greatest memory in Hollywood is just being after the Rainbow closed and the parties in the street.
By the way, honey, Michael Miglieri, hold on, Diana. Michael passed away November 7th. Michael Miglieri. He had a heart attack.
Say that one more time.
Michael Miglieri, you know the owner, Mario's son of the Rainbow? No, Michael, the son.
Oh, he was probably 10 when I was there.
No, he wasn't. He was helping him run it back then. He passed away November 7th. He was 73.
Mario, I know I met him, but I mean, he was young, I think.
No, you're thinking Michael in the 70s and 80s, Michael was probably in his 20s, late 20s. I got to know him really well because of Cy, and I would have lunch with Mario and Scarlett during the days when I would be out there with Cy at the Rainbow. And the
first night I got to LA, I went to the Rainbow by myself, and they wouldn't let me in because I had on spiked bracelets and a spiked belt. And Jack Nicholson comes up behind me and goes, "She's with me." So they let me in. And then he wanted to be with me, but I was like, "Oh, hell no, I'm not being with no old man." I didn't even think who it was. I didn't care. I just wanted to get to the bands because they were all there.
Yeah.
I ended up playing with Blondie and band, and there were so many bands there that night. I was so happy.
Yep.
My parents were there too because they followed me to LA to drop off my car and help me out a little bit.
And your parents are like, hi.
The only person I knew was John from Suicidal Tendencies are the only people I knew.
Yeah.
Had some fun with them.
Oh, didn't we all?
Oh my God. The cops were on their ass because they were putting stickers on cars. So John got pissed off, so he drove to the Pasadena Police Department, jumped the fence, and put Suicidal Tendency stickers on all the police cars.
Nice.
Like, he's going to get caught, and he did. He got caught, and I had just popped 2 Quaaludes.
Oh, good times.
Like buttless pants with lace hose underneath it. And I had to go in the police department and wait for him.
Oh my God. But that was the normal look in the 80s, so nobody turned head. No kidding.
I was so fucked up. I was just sitting on this police bench. I was 2 Quaaludes. I was out of my mind.
But that's hilarious about Suicidal.
I loved those.
Oh, I never did those.
In Hollywood. Everybody in Hollywood had those. Everybody.
See, I never got into that. I just smoked weed, tried coke a couple times.
Those years are over.
Yeah.
All those good years are over thanks to fentanyl.
No, too bad. Well, that's why weed's legal and I get it from the state now. But all right, hon, we are going to wrap it up because we're about an hour in. So it has been so awesome, you guys.
I love you,
and
let's do this again. in.
We will, and we're going to have Diana on a lot more, you guys, because she has a lot more stories. When she finds her list, watch out.
Oh, yeah. I've got a list, a long one. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, it goes down the thing.
Yep, goes down, because I know she knows Guns N' Roses. I know she knows Motley Crue. I know she knows L.A. Guns. I know she knows a ton of bands. She's probably the one groupie besides Sweet Connie that can compete with, how many bands we all know in the 80s.
Right?
Yeah.
And 90s and 2000s.
And, yeah, and the 2020s. Just at the hotel bar last Friday.
All right, that's where I'm going now.
All right, hon. Well, you have a good night, and we will talk to you soon. Everybody say thank you so much to Miss Diana, a.k.a. Dee Dee. Lots of love, babes. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Shug.
All right. Thanks for coming on, hon.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.